question is, are you comfortable holding long-term positions right now?
That's a pretty good question, I think. I don't think a lot of people are really comfortable holding long-term positions right now based on everything that's going on. Obviously, coronavirus has done major damage to the global economy, and we're not sure what the outlook is long-term or really even mid-term. There's a lot of people that are extremely bullish right now, right? They've seen the Fed pump in all this money into the market, and the market's had its best rebound ever in history and its best month, and it's now hitting all-time highs again when half the country is still shut down. The fundamentals behind that are not good. So we're really pumping money in the market to keep it afloat, and eventually it will come down and kind of rip back. So am I comfortable holding long-term positions in the market right now? It really just depends on your time horizon. So if you got a bunch of money in the market, especially if you have it in your 401k and you're not retiring anytime soon, don't worry about it. I mean, we're probably going to see a pretty big downturn at some point. Even if we kind of bounce back out of it quickly, you may see 6, 9 months, 18 months of a real down before we're really starting to pull back. But if you're not retiring for the next 10 years, we'll be back on top before that happens. So I would not be concerned about those type of positions. If you're just buying stocks right now and trying to hold long-term positions, like a lot of people are jumping in pretty heavy into airlines because they think there's going to be a big rebound there, or they're jumping heavily into gas and oil. I'd be concerned about some of those. The future's uncertain. I think some of the bigger dogs, like maybe Delta and stuff like that, as far as airlines, those guys are going to bounce back, and I think some of the smaller guys are going to get washed out. I think you'll see some acquisitions and some stuff, but I think it's going to change the way flights and travel and all that stuff happens. And of course, oil and gas is heavily affected by that. So we'll see what happens there. The positions I would be most comfortable holding would be any positions in tech. We've kind of changed the way the world works. We're working remotely. There's a lot of different changes that have happened with home offices and different things like that, and we're relying so heavily on these tech companies to support us in those endeavors. I think a lot of people are not going to go back to work as they normally would, and a lot of companies are saying through the end of 2021 they're going to keep people home. So for that time period, you absolutely will be relying heavily on tech, and the guys that are going to thrive in the next 5 to 10 years are really going to be tech companies. So you're already seeing all the tech sector really booming right now, and everything else is kind of clawing back slowly. So if you look at all the top S&P 500 stocks, the guys that are actually leading the way, it's just a few companies pulling everybody else along. And those are heavy tech companies, and they're the ones that are going to pave the way forward. So am I comfortable holding long-term positions right now or buying new long-term positions? If I was doing that, and when I do that, those are only going to be, they'll be heavily in the tech sector, and I'll be looking for much longer term outlooks. And I will not be concerned if those go down over the next year or two, because they will be much longer term, like 3, 4, 5 year positions.